Are you someone who wants to make a career in data science field like a data analyst, data engineer, or data scientist, but you don't have the same background? Maybe you're coming from mechanical engineering, civil engineering, industrial engineering, and did your bachelor in that. You have zero experience. You have no idea how to make this transition. Well, I've got good news for you. Today's podcast guest, whose name is Pradyuman, who did mechanical engineering in India, had zero experience, came to United States, did masters, and now he is a data scientist. And in this video, we cover exactly how he transitioned from mechanical engineering to making his profile into data science profile, and how he actually ended up getting interview calls, what he did to crack the interview calls, for preparing the interview calls. I hope you find this valuable, and if you have any further questions, please let me know in the comment section. Now enjoy the video. Right, let's do a quick intro before we get started.
Yes, hi Yudi. Hi everyone. I am Pradyuman. I did my undergrad in mechanical engineering from VIT Vellore. Currently, I'm doing my MS in scientific computing at NYU, and I'll be soon joining a fintech slash healthcare startup as a data scientist.
I didn't know that you did your bachelor's in mechanical engineering,
Yeah.
and you transitioned from mechanical to data science.
Yes.
So this, you're going to be like inspiration to so many people, because a lot of people who reach out to me, they're like, bro, I've done master or bachelor's in civil or mechanical. Do we have future in tech? And you're an example. So I'm excited to deep dive into this. Did you have any work experience in India, or did you directly come after your bachelor's?
I did not. I graduated in 21 June and I joined September 21. So like yeah, I
Wow.
graduated and I joined. And like a spoiler, I was really bad at coding as well. But yeah, I had to pick up everything almost here. But
Wow. Okay. That is so interesting. All right. So, for people who are watching this, we are going to definitely film like a separate video on his education journey, master's journey, and the whole process. This video is probably only focused on his job search journey and how he got the job. So, if you are interested, I'll put the link in the description. Go check it out. What was the first thing you did in your job search?
so what I did the very first thing was create a really good LinkedIn profile.
Hmm.
So coming from India, and I did not sit for placements as well. So I did not have a great LinkedIn profile. I did have one. It had all generic terms, but
Hmm.
after coming here, I realized I needed one. One because I was transitioning into data science or machine learning, and so
Hmm.
that was for mechanical engineering. So I needed a site to highlight the things that I've learned after coming here, and not just some things that I did in my undergrad. So yes, the very first thing that I did was actually create a good LinkedIn profile. I reached out to my seniors. I reached out to people in my program who are about to graduate or who are a year or so into the program.
Here's your profile. What changes did you make?
The very first change was the headline. I had my headline as MBTech Mechanical Engineering. I
Hmm.
removed all of that and I put my master's and I put, right now I've changed it, but what I essentially put was looking for machine learning internships or looking for machine learning full-time positions or data science full-time positions. That was the very first thing that I changed because did not want to be associated with mechanical engineering since I was not looking for those kind of jobs,
Very
which
nice.
is why I completely removed that and I added something new. Uh, Second thing I did was I mentioned my MS is in scientific computing, which is kind of CS and math. So that also
Mm,
added a layer of depth to the headline. After
mm.
that, the about section. It's very small, and that's essentially because my previous internship or employer asked me to remove a lot of details from it because we were working on yeah, DARPA projects, which are like defense projects over here. But essentially, what I would ask
Ah,
everyone to do here is give a description of your skills and give us a line or two description of the most critical or the most fun project that you've worked on, the one project that you love
mm,
the most. And
mm.
do include your GitHub link over there because people hiring managers or software engineers or machine learning engineers who are actually looking at your profile will definitely go to your GitHub page and check it out.
Here's what your GitHub page look like, and yeah, you kind of compensated your LinkedIn about over here, because this is where your all the skill sets are, and these are all your projects, and these are your activities. So that's cool.
ideally, your activity section should look much better than mine.
Yeah, of course.
I have this habit of working on the entire project and then pushing it up to GitHub. Rather, what you should be doing is,
Committing
first,
everything you're doing. Yeah.
yes, little by little.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and then I would say when you do add repos to GitHub as well, definitely add readmes to those so that people can go through them and
Mm,
then understand what you have actually written. Mention, if possible, skills in about. Moving down,
mm,
uh, yes, if you have relevant experience, let's say even if it's slightly related to machine learning, let's say you're doing mechanical engineering, sometimes you work in computer vision, let's say quality management or quality detections or object detection, definitely mention it over here. I did not have any. I just mentioned previous internships. And if you don't have any relevant machine learning internship, that's fine as well. You should mention your non-relevant internship. It just shows that you have kind of worked somewhere, you have delivered what was expected from a job. And that
mm.
also is, I think, positive from having nothing over there.
It's very impact oriented, result oriented points versus like, I just did this. It does tell like you did this and what was the impact of it. So that's pretty cool.
Yes, and if you can add numbers, great.
Yeah.
Also, if one of your managers is willing to give you a recommendation letter, put it up there. It looks great.
Mm,
Uh, this is
yeah.
this is one of my previous managers. He was willing to give me a recommendation, and I feel that just adds to your LinkedIn page again.
If you can help us understand as a layman, like someone who is not into this field, what
Mhm.
is machine learning, what is AI, what is data science, and like what are the different career paths available in these fields?
Sure. So what machine learning essentially is you're taking a task which requires some brain, meaning you're manufacturing some square part or something, and you want to sort out parts which are bad qualities, which are
Mm,
not so great. What
mm,
you could do is build a computer vision software which could look at these parts and then remove it on their own, and this essentially eliminate the human element over there. I mean, you don't need a person over there looking after those things, and then places where you try to remove human aspects
mm.
and automate and improve and make it quick, is what machine learning is. Talking about career paths, there are quite a few, and all of them are very interesting.
Before we move on to the next exciting part of the video, I just want to quickly mention about my newsletter community. We have more than 8,000 people who is receiving weekly free newsletter where we combine all the information which you're watching in this video into text format, which is easily digestible. It's a free, no cost to you. Also, we send out resources like product management guide, data analyst guide, job openings, and other resources which we have going on. So if you're interested in receiving such informative newsletter straight to your inbox, consider subscribing. You can simply go to udj.com/newsletter, or you can even go to the link in the description and it'll take you to the same page. And now I'll let you enjoy the next part of the video.
As you can imagine, machine learning has a lot of research. So the very first role I would say is a machine learning researcher or a machine learning scientist. And I'll talk about them a little bit more, but I'll just give you first what the roles are. The second role would be a machine learning engineer or a data scientist. The third would be, let's say, ML ops engineer. And a fourth would be, let's say, a high performance computing engineer. And this high performance computing engineer is something that has come up very recently and hasn't been there for a while, especially in machine learning, is what I feel. And most of the jobs can be fit in these four categories. I'd say most, not all, but yeah, most of the jobs. So coming to machine learning researchers, so what these people do is basically they research new algorithms, new machine learning models. They improve existing machine learning models, activation functions, optimization algorithms, and they basically perform the research and publish papers and put it out there. Hey, here are the things that we feel. For example, OpenAI researches about GPT-4, researches about GPT-5, soon going to be out. And they put it out there and saying, okay, these are the top of the line models that we feel are the best today. Then what a machine learning engineer or a data scientist would do is they'll research what all models are there right now. They'll look at your company's use case.
And be obviously training that data model to do more and more.
Yes. They are the one who are training the model for a specific use case, meaning for a specific company use case. Researchers would also do the same, but they'll do it for the like most general use case, the one that they want to research in. But yes, machine learning engineers would do it for the company specific use case. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and even like to make it even more easier for people to understand, for example, car loan companies, right? Like we are in the car loan industry. So if I know based on my historical data that this type of person with this type of credit history is going to most likely pay off the loan by this amount. So the risk level to give this person a loan is like, high or very low. And so we should give them this person a loan. Is that kind of
Yes. Yes.
summarizes? So that use case now
Yes.
data scientists like, all right, let's check the data and then figure out like what model, how to create this model, and then obviously we'll be using it. And so
Yes.
data engineer and data analyst is they come after data scientists, right?
Engineer, what they do is they take the extremely raw data
Mm,
and they create it in packets or forms which are readable and supply it to data scientists so that they can look at the data and form models. So that's
mm,
how I look at the data engineering
right.
pipeline.
Okay, got
So
it.
they for example, they'll look at they'll take social media data. They'll just scrape the entire social media data, and it's like very weird if you look at it. There are so many things to scrape.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
things you absolutely don't need. So they'll make it in a form which is amazingly readable, and
yeah,
they'll send it to data scientists. And
got
that's a
it.
difficult task.
Right,
That's a very
right.
difficult task,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
which is why there is an additional position. And then they'll supply it to data scientists and sometimes to data analysts as well. So what data analysts
Mm,
will do is try to, I feel, build more statistical oriented analysis of the data. Meaning, let's say, for example, if I want to figure out if a person tweeting is a male or a female, I might, and I have their Twitter data, I might look at the keywords that they have used, and then based on these keywords, if there is a prominent use of certain words, then probably they are let's say a female or a male or non-binary, basically, as a crude example of what data analyst could do. And data scientists go in deeper into modeling things and then
yeah.
more rely on the model's results than not just statistical analysis. Both have their importance and both are equally important to an organization. But that's, I
Right.
feel, the slight difference
Yeah.
between the
And
two.
I don't know where I read this. Maybe I took a class. I'm not sure, but sounds like data science is more predictive model.
Yes.
Like it helps you predict, and data analyst is more prescriptive, where it reads the data and it tells you what that meaning of the data is, and then
Yes.
makes recommendation. Is that
Yes, absolutely. Hit it on the nail.
okay? Okay, cool. All right. So, sorry, you were saying the first role is machine learning engineer, machine learning researcher, machine
Yes.
learning engineer, data scientist. That's second role. Then ML ops engineer, which is machine learning ops engineer. What does that role do?
It's exactly the same as DevOps, but for machine learning models. Basically,
Ah.
productionizing the machine learning models, making sure there is no bottleneck, making sure front end is coordinating with back end properly,
Hmm.
make it like containerizing everything. It doesn't glitch. It works as flawlessly as it is working on the developer's laptop. That's what MLOps engineer does.
All of these roles, I mean, it seems like people might need experience, and obviously you didn't have experience. So
No.
I mean, I'm so curious. Like, how did you manage to get in? Were these four roles was your primary focus, or did you apply to any other roles?
For me, there were two roles which I was focusing on among these four. Machine learning engineer or data scientist, and the second one was high performance computing engineer. The other two, machine learning researcher, I didn't have research experience. I mean, I didn't have machine learning experience. I didn't have time to get research experience. And the
Right.
second one, ML ops, is generally a domain where the companies prefer to have people with couple, 3, 4 years of experience. I mean,
Yeah.
you generally don't see ops roles opening with for a fresher.
Mm,
So
mm,
I had to focus on the two roles which seemed good to me:
mm.
machine learning engineer and high performance computing engineer.
And so, when did you like start your journey, like job search journey? Like, okay, this is when I'm gonna start applying, or was it the day you landed? Like, when did you start it?
Yes. So the day I landed, I wanted to. I had nothing on paper on machine learning, so I couldn't. I had done one course from Coursera provided by Stanford University, the generic one everyone does. Uh, on machine learning, I had a good solid foundation on it, but my skills weren't current. So my first focus for 3 months, initial 3 months, was to just to build a good foundation in machine learning, NLP, and to learn and do some practice projects. Some of the projects that I did was really interesting. So I started applying around, I'd say, November of 2021 for internships, not full time, for
Mm,
internships.
mm,
And for for me, I mean, I kept on applying, and my approach. I'll talk about my approach as well. But for me, the most difficult part was, I am a mechanical engineer. Why would someone hire me over a CS undergrad?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
that was a big thing for me to come over. But I was like, I want to do this. I really don't want to do anything else. And if I mean, there's no other option. I have to. That's what kept me going.
There are 3 months of preparation
Mhm.
you did before you started applying because you felt like, okay, I have nothing to show. Like,
Yes.
how can I even apply?
Yes.
For people who might be right now in India or their home country who are watching this and want to become ML engineer, what is your recommendation based on your journey and now that you have full-time job? What should be they doing right now that if they want to become ML engineer or data scientist, these are the things they should do right now and come prepared so that way when they land they can start applying.
The things that I did here, do them even before you land. I made a mistake. You guys don't. What you do is take a course. If you're at extreme zero, take a basic course in machine learning. Plenty
Mm,
courses on Coursera. Do it thoroughly, not just finish it in 5 days. Probably give it some time. Properly do all the assignments in that course. Second, start reading blog posts. I'll shout out this person, Jay Alamar. He has an
mm,
amazing set of blog posts. I mean, I think his best blog posts are on NLPs in NLP, but definitely check his blog posts out. Start reading research papers. Start reaching out to professors, and if they're willing to mentor you, and tell you, "Ki, hey, you can read this thing, and we probably build a project around something like this." As an example, when I started, I wanted to really work on a sentiment analyzer, which was not just on my machine. So basically, projects along the lines of, you build a sentiment analyzer and you deploy it. So every 10 seconds, you push out a tweet saying, Apple has this sentiment, uh, you know, uh, Tesla has this sentiment, and index fund has so and so sentiment. So basically, even before you come to the US, fourth, try to create a really good project. At least one,
mm,
a really good
mm,
project. A Kaggle might help, but Kaggle's prize competitions are a little bit difficult for beginners. If you are able to, amazing, do it. If not, then think of a project that you want to do and just start researching. And mainly have fun. Like,
mm,
if you're having fun, everything would be really simple and easy. You'll learn very quickly. So these are the
mm,
four things I would take. Take a course,
mm,
start reading blog posts, start reading research papers, and do at least one project before coming here. So you'll have
mm,
something on your resume to show.
that's
If you
good.
do these four things, you won't waste the 3 months I did.
That's awesome, man. That's really good. Yeah, I like it, and I would add like the fifth point would be start creating portfolio. Like
Yes,
do these projects, but then if you don't show it to the world, there's no proof that you actually did it. Uh,
absolutely,
so host
absolutely.
it on GitHub. Maybe create your website and like work on your LinkedIn profile like you did. So that way
Yes,
the reason we are doing this is that you guys learn from our experiences and hopefully you can implement in yours so that way you can like fast track all of this. So that's so cool. I'm glad you said that. Okay, cool. So you started applying for internship. You What happened? Like there's typically, in my opinion, there are two approaches. One is like you go through online route, which is like blind applications, you're just doing online applications. And then one is more like recruiter like referral approach, which is like you are going through your seniors or alumni or people who can refer you to the company. uh, most I recommend people to do both, but which one did you do? How did it turn out?
In my experience, reaching out to people is the best. But
Mm.
I did not start like this. What I did is November and December, I just did cold applications. No referrals, no reaching out to people, cold applications. Hundreds of applications and all waste. I don't think I got even one call from those, and I was so shocked, and I was like, yeah, this definitely is not the approach to take. And which is why in Jan or around Jan is when I started reaching out to people for at least referrals and talking to them. Hey, this is the case. I am looking for a summer internship. Let me know if there is an opening in your team. And then I would also look at the job section. And then let's say Google has a posting, for an example. I'd reach out to a senior dev at Google, a senior MLE at Google, and be like, hey, I really am interested in this position. Like, could you assist me? And then do you think I am worth referring? I would love to work at Google or something like that along those lines. So I basically started asking people for referrals, and then asking openings in their teams itself.
Mm.
And like for my first internships, I knew it was going to be super difficult because I've never worked before. I had like very less MLE experience, by project based experience. I think I got 3 interviews from cold applications, and I think I also got 3 interviews from like reaching out to people. And even though they seem 3 to 3, the thing is, the 3 interviews that I got from cold applications, for them, I must have done 1,000 applications or even more than that for my internship. So, and then for 3 interviews that I got from, let's say, not reaching out to people, I think I reached out to 150 people. 200
Mm.
people, not more than that. So you see, the ratio is like drastically different. Even if someone does not reply, it's fine. Like you copy the message, you change the name, you change something, you send it. Like there's not much to do in that. While in application, I was like, oh, editing the resume, oh, doing this, and then sending it. Yeah,
Right.
I would definitely recommend reaching out to people more. But
Mm.
like and I'll get into the strategy a little more, like what to do and what terms to use. And I did not use all of this strategy while finding my first internship because I myself have tuned this strategy over the 2 years, and then
Yeah.
now is when at like finding full time is when I actually use the strategy. But yeah, I'll tell you guys the strategy. But the first thing is like cold applications to reaching out to people is like you do 30% of the time cold application, 70% of the time reaching out to people. That's the ratio that I'm maintaining right now. I feel that's the best.
I
Yes. I
agree.
think,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 2080, but same concept. Yeah, spend majority of your time in reaching out to people because
yes,
that's gonna have a higher conversion versus cold
way higher.
application. Because everyone else is doing the cold application, so you might have to do something different. Yeah, but there's also like a technique to who to reach out to, and I think that's what probably you're gonna talk about next. So let's
Yes.
get into that.
How I suggest you reach out to people is like this. First, you go to your search bar. You don't go to the job section at all. You
Mhm.
go to machine learning and in quotes hiring.
And I'm
Then,
assuming we can do the same for any position like product manager hiring, data analyst hiring. This is the same principle you can apply to any position.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For any position, like position and then quotes hiring. That's it. That's
Okay.
how you do. And then you go to posts.
Mm,
You don't go to people. I mean, you'll go to people as well. I'll tell you that strategy as well. I'll tell you guys that strategy as well. But you first go to posts. And
mm.
then you scroll. You see if people have posted. Because generally, what hiring managers do is like, if they want, they'll post on LinkedIn that, hey, my team has so and so opening. If you are interested, let me know. And you want
Yeah.
to find such people within 24 hours. Okay, before that, you also want to put past week at
Mm,
max. Like, ideally 24 hours, but past week is fine as well.
okay.
So, uh, once you go, okay, look at this guy. He is hired. We are hiring for machine learning scientists and software engineers to build the
So
future.
good.
Three
Yeah,
days ago,
and he's also co-founder, CTO. So
yes, and not a lot of reach as well. 2 comments. That's it. So it has not reached a lot of people. You go message that person, he or she, whoever it is, they will reply back to you. If not, that's fine as well. But you'll have a much higher conversion rate here. Let's go to another example. Let's see. Okay, even better. Look at this. This guy has the posting which he's hiring for, and
mm,
10 hours ago, if you see, and on top of that, I mean, he has people reached out to him, but But these are the kind of people you want to reach out to. You
Yeah,
reach out to
and
them.
my guess is they are already like these people who are reaching out. Looks like they are also following the similar strategy. They are like doing this past 24 hours, and they're like, okay, as soon as it's posted, let's go and respond to them. So uh, that's
Absolutely, and this is the best thing that you can do, and you'll find so many amazing. Like on Amazon, if you find a hiring
Mm,
manager for internships, that's it. Like if you find a hiring manager who's looking for interns, that's the best rather than going over through cold applications or even through referral based applications. Like you're
mm.
just talking to the hiring manager.
Now that you found this is obviously finding people.
Mhm.
What do you tell them? Like, do you have examples of people you have reached
Yes,
out
yes.
to? Okay.
So this is basically an example message that I use that I've sent to people saying, "Hey, hello, Jim, whoever that is. I hope you're well. I'm Pradyuman doing MS in scientific computing at NYU. I'm passionate about so and so. Uh, okay, you can always skip this line as well. You don't need that. And then I want to reach out to you and inquire about any machine learning openings in your team or." Uh, came across this opening on, let's say, some career page, a company's career page. It would be amazing to have a short chat about the same. I also recommend putting instead of short, 5 to 10 minutes because that's more
Mm,
direct.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
people are willing to respond to 5 to 10 minutes, then just putting a short chat. And if you're putting an email, definitely add this line. I've attached my resume here and attach your resume. So even if they don't respond to you, that's fine. They might just go through your resume. And then if your resume is really attractive, that's it. That's all they need. They'll send you a quick message and that's all. And I'll now show you guys examples of how I've reached out to actually. There's this one, and then big tech companies as well. There's this one amazing person that I reached out to. I did not crack the interview, but I'm sure you guys are much better at me at cracking the interviews. But this would be a great example to show. He is a hiring manager at Airbnb. If you see,
Yeah, I
I
can.
reached out to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I reached out to him saying, "Hi John, I'm Pradyuman," and he is the one who had that post up saying, "I am hiring for so and so position." So I
Mm,
reached out to him. Hi John, I'm Pradyuman. I'm a math and CS student at NYU, passionate about deep learning. I came across your post on ML and DS positions. I would love to connect with you and know more about the role. That's it. And then look at the reply. Is it possible? Like, tell me your proficiency on this. I give on these basically tech stack for machine learning engineers. I give him
mm.
my proficiency in a nice detailed answer. And here you can provide a detailed answer because he's asking for one.
Yeah, because you've made that engagement already. So now he's waiting. Now this is your chance to be more elaborate versus the first message.
Yes, exactly. And then I give him the, let's say, I elaborate on these tech stack and how my experience, project experience, internship experience deals with it. I sent him my resume as well. And then that's it. Thank you for the information. The next step will be recruitment and reaching out for interview with the hiring manager. How
That
simple is it?
is so awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So do this and then got it. And basically, another recruiter, Dan, reached out to me. Dan, like his team's recruiter, reached out to me. We set up an interview call. I went through a couple rounds. Unfortunately, I did not convert, but that's not the objective. Just instead of, doing these cold applications or even going through referrals, sometimes referrals are useful. You get an interview even before this job posting is up, which is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
amazing thing. Like
Right.
people
Because
just
they
don't
are
know this
like
job exists.
thinking about that, okay, we want this person in our team, so they haven't yet figured out the details yet, but and if you reached out to them and they're like, all right, like let's now we have the person, let's create a position and then you finally apply to that, but everything was done for you.
Exactly, exactly. So I feel this is the best way, and I'll give you another example. So this is the how I found my current job.
Mm.
This is my manager, two of you. Same, exact same template. Hey, I am CS Math. I want, I am interested in this. I saw your message or inquire about relevant openings in your team. That's it. We have 30 minutes to talk about and connect tomorrow. That's it.
Oh,
That was my first
and
technique.
so he did not even have the relevant opening. So you're just
Nope.
like this is pure cold message thing. Like
Yes.
you have something, and you're like they reached out like, okay, cool. Do you have 30 minutes to connect tomorrow? And
Yes.
how did you find this person?
So we talked about the first method, which was the post, and which is an example for John. For Tovio, this is the thing. How you find people like Tovio is machine learning hiring, exactly the same thing.
Mm.
But this time, instead of posts, you go on people.
Okay.
And if you see, I would
The
have,
first person is also already like if you, the
I
Abhijit
am
guy.
hiring head of machine learning and AI engineering. Simple, reach out to this person easily. It at least reply back. Then hiring machine learning engineers in California. Then this is someone again hiring machine learning engineers. I'll tell you, like, out of the first 10 pages that you see here, I would have sent messages to at least 50% of these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then one more thing to note about whom to send messages and not. So when you, let's say, go to this person's page,
Mm.
okay, if you see he hasn't posted for a long time, probably don't send a message to this person because he just doesn't have the activity. Now, this might be something he might have put last year, who knows? And he has just
Mm.
not been on LinkedIn. And why
Mm.
to take the risk? Because you get 15 in mails. Let's say
Wow.
you get LinkedIn
That too
Premium
for
from
premium. That too for premium though.
that too from Premium, exactly.
Okay, so let's do this. Would you recommend people to get premium?
It's free.
Wait, how is it free?
Like, create an Amazon Prime membership, divide it in between three friends, you get LinkedIn Premium. So that's it. You get six
That's
months.
awesome.
That's more than what you need.
Right, right,
That's
right, right.
enough.
Yeah.
You
But
don't need
even
to pay for
even
anything.
I think even if you are not able to do this, I would recommend that invest because it's
100%.
30 $40 per month. In that $40 is going to be 50 times your ROI once you get the job. So
True.
so don't be worried about like where am I gonna bring this 40 $50 for LinkedIn Premium. You once you
I'll
get
tell
the
you
job,
where.
yeah, yeah,
Don't eat out. Reduce eating out for that month by 2 times. That's it. That's it. $40 saved there. That's your
true,
LinkedIn
true.
Premium expense.
Yes, 100%. So the first technique is you filter by post. Second technique is you filter by people.
Yes.
Filter out, and then even when you are looking to send the messages, make sure to see if they have some activities, and
Yes.
then you reach out to them. And the first one where you have seen their post, so you are basically saying like, "Hey, I saw your post," and blah blah blah. Second one, it's more cold outreach where like, "Hey." Like looking at your profile, I'm interested in this position. Do you have anything, or your team is hiring? And then
Yes.
hopefully some of this will convert into an interview, and then you crack the interview.
Yes, absolutely. And trust me, the conversion rate is so high because
Mm.
it happens so many times that people just don't have the, and this is especially true for startups. People just don't have the postings on, but they know they want to hire, and if you're and they'll put it in their headline, and then if you reach out to them, that's it. Nothing better than that. Especially
Mm.
people who are active and have hiring in their bio, that means they know there is hiring in their bio, means they
Mhm.
are hiring, and you should definitely reach out.
Mm. You have mentioned this in your notes that when you did not do this, but you also would recommend people to find their work email and then send them an email.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So there are a lot of apps these days. So let's uh, the case you absolutely do not want to pay for LinkedIn Premium, and I don't understand why, but you do not want to pay. At least what you can do is there are apps in place. Uh, I know there are from one of your videos only, where where you can go put their name, and those the apps will spit out their work email, not the personal email, but the work email. And if you send the same message I did in their work email, attaching a resume, you can at least get visibility on your resume. That's one thing that I would say. Definitely, if you're not, I
Yeah.
mean, if you can add this to on top of the all post and people search and in mails and then connection 300 characters you get on top of this, if you can do emails, nothing better than that, I feel.
So one of the things is common in this whole thing is whether you are reaching out through referral or you're doing online application, cold
Mm-hmm.
application, is your resume, because
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing either of these people are going to look at it, or they're going to ask you like, hey, do you have your resume so we can forward this to our recruiting team or whatsoever. What are your recommendation? I'm very curious to see your resume because you moved from mechanical to data science,
Mm-hmm.
and especially a lot of data science machine learning are like experience positions. So how did you like build your resume which like are getting attention?
It absolutely doesn't look like a resume of mechanical engineer anymore because I've done a few internships and then I've done projects and I've removed absolutely everything related to mechanical engineering because it's not
Mm.
relevant.
Let's
That's
see
all.
it.
This is my resume for people like me who have not worked before and just graduated and come to the US.
I
Very
see
first thing is
lots
put
of
is,
keywords.
yes, use a lot of keywords, but the very first thing, put education. Because
Yes.
if come to
Yes.
the US, you put to learning something. Put your coursework, and make sure you put the coursework relevant to the job that you're looking for.
Mm.
Second, most important, put skills and put tons of skills. Meaning, I mean, if you don't have, then acquire and put. But first,
Yeah.
acquire skills and then put them. Don't
Yeah,
just
yeah,
put
that
skills
was
for the
I was
sake of
gonna say that don't just put it because you want to match the keyword to the job description. Put it only if you know, because they're gonna ask you questions on like, hey, in your resume you said this. Do you know? Can you tell us a little bit? And then if you don't know, then it's not gonna be good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another tip that I would say is whatever skill you put, try to put it in here as well. Let's say PyTorch. I should have PyTorch. Yes, see PyTorch. So, and then TensorFlow. I use TensorFlow in this internship. So whatever skill you're putting here, put it in your experience as well. I mean, show it. If experience meaning whatever internship that you have done, like show it in there. Right? Okay, you know PyTorch and you have used it in one of your internships or work experiences. So one of these things, and then yeah, your experience comes third. After that comes your project, and I'm guessing for people like me who are just coming to the US doing undergrad in mechanical, want to shift to MLE, this won't be there at all.
Right.
So uh, your projects would come after this. I would still suggest you to add something, and you add projects after this, your machine learning based project, and the same tip, put keywords of your skills in the projects and where all have you used them. And after the project, still put that one non-MLE internship that you have done, just to show that you
Mm.
worked somewhere and you have delivered
You have
things that
some
you were
experience, yeah.
exactly. I mean, you are a reliable person, and people have counted on you before, and the same can be expected further. So that
Yeah.
is reflective of what this
And so something
experience.
interesting I'm noticing is that you have in your work experience like guide. Is this like your manager or is this a professor or like what's going on over here?
Yeah, that's my manager. So luckily, like both of my my guides or my managers were like very research oriented and knowledgeable people. Meaning, let's say for my internship at Giant Oak, my manager was a professor at University of Maryland. So he not just managed me, but like he also
Mm.
showed me this is what you might want to do. This is what you might want to think about and things like that. So I just put it as guide rather than just
And
manager.
I'm guessing it looks like it's a link and it links to their LinkedIn
Yes,
profile or research.
yes,
Okay.
yes. It links to their. This is his website,
Okay.
uh,
Got it. Got it. Got it.
and then this is the LinkedIn profile of
Got it.
my
Okay.
previous manager.
That's
And
cool.
then yeah, one more thing. One thing how you can elevate your project is find an industry professional if they're willing to mentor you. Nothing better than that for on a
Mm.
project of your like your choice. So this is a project that I worked on. I reached out to this guy Noriaki Tatsumi, amazing guy. I've met him many times in New York as well. I learned
Mm.
tons from him. He's an ops person. This is the only project I have in ops. And he taught me a lot of things outside school. Basically, we used to have this half an hour meetings every week. He used to look at my progress and he used to tell me, okay, now read about this and then see what you learn about it and then try to implement it. So if you
Mm.
reach out to people just for learning, that's great as well. And a lot of people will respond to that. So
Mm.
definitely reach out to them, mention them, and then
And
you mention your
and the
project.
link to these projects are your GitHub profile?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
got it.
So this
Yep.
would be a GitHub, yeah, GitHub link. This is a GitHub link. Now this is not there. I don't know why. It should be there.
It's all, I mean, looks like it's in a paper, so that's good.
Yes, but this is not, so this project. So yeah, one another project idea. Take a paper and then just try to reproduce it. That's
Ah,
a good project
nice,
as well.
nice. I
Like take
like
a
that.
research paper and try to reproduce results. Researchers do this all the time, and that looks like a good
Mm.
project as well. Put
Yeah, and then
certifications
all
and
certificates.
then leadership and communication. Like if you join Toastmasters, amazing organization, helps you with public speaking as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's one of the recommendations I would give. So, like, I feel you structure your resume nicely and not add some colors and all, and then weird fonts.
Mm,
it should be all good. Like proper
yeah.
fonts, structure nicely, add keywords, show what you have worked on, people that you have worked with, all good. Like I think that's more than what you need.
Yeah. And one page, please.
Yes. Unless
Uh,
you have done 20 years of research, one page is enough.
yeah. Yeah. I see like freshers with like thousands of page, and I'm like, what? I have 8 years of experience and I can still fit it all in one page.
Absolutely, absolutely. One page
But
more than enough.
yeah, no, that's awesome. I want to also touch on something which might be interesting. Uh, During this job search, when you were reaching out to, referrals, and then when you were doing cold application, obviously you were waking up with rejections, and people were either not responding to you, they were ignoring you, they were, uh, how, like those probably discouraged you. So how did you keep going?
Yes, so 100%. I got way more percentage of rejects than, like, say, admits or accepts. So, like, I was absolutely discouraged, especially the very first thing. So, very first internship that I got was May 14th, and my start date was May 21st. After
Mm,
April mid, people give up because they're like, no internship openings are there. But like I was like, if I don't find one, my purpose of coming here is diminishing. Basically, I came here so that I want to change into a machine learning engineer. And
mm,
if I know that if I keep working hard, I will be able to get one. And I just kept on believing on that. On top of that, surrounding yourself with positive minded people, meaning
mm,
let's say people who encourage you. Let's just bland encouragement is fine as well. Like just encourage you. Hey, like my friend Varun or Pranav, like, hey, you'll find an internship. Hey, you'll find a job. It's fine. Yeah,
mm,
you will get it. And in return, if they are facing with something like this, I can say the same thing to them. Just blind positive encouragement. Then talking to family, like,
mm.
hey, this is the thing. Like talking to them. Basically, talking helps. Like, hey, this is the thing. This is how I'm feeling.
Yeah, it's
And then
almost therapy type. It's very therapeutic, right? Because you are like
exactly.
expressing your
Ex-
thoughts and concerns, and help you process what's going on, and help you process your like anxiety and your thought process.
So one other thing that I did was go on walks. And I used to live in Brooklyn, amazing place to go on walks, and then listen to music. That's it. One more thing that helps. So yeah, just keep doing it. Talk to your family, and then surround yourself with positive minded people, and think that whatever hard work you are putting in, it will come to fruition sometime.
I love it. Is there any other tip which you give for people who are like aspiring ML position, data science position, who how to crack and get an interview?
So the one thing, and then we have been talking about this all videos, go out of your way to network with people.
Mm.
That's it. That's the one and only thing that you need to do. That's it. Nothing else.
Nice. What if someone who's introvert, someone who's shy, like, do you have tips for them? How can they network?
100% LinkedIn. You don't, I mean, if you're an introvert, you just have to send messages. You don't even have to talk to them face to face or on phone. It's all there. Only if someone is like willing to interview, and which point you have to, but you'll talk to them. So LinkedIn is always there. Like I myself am an introvert. So what I did was do LinkedIn conversations. But in this world, and this is post-COVID world, people can go out and talk to people as well, like seniors at NYU. I could have gone to them like conferences at NYU, but I
Mm.
prefer doing LinkedIn because I am an introvert. Extroverts will go to these events and then network, but the objective is
Yeah,
networking.
yeah. I like that point a lot because, yeah, I mean, it's not that networking can only happen in conferences or big events where there's like lots of people and you feel like, oh, I don't belong here. Because I'm also an introvert. This might be shock to a lot of people, but I myself also don't feel comfortable when there's like thousands of people around me. I'm so used to it now, but I also prefer one-on-one deeper relationships. So yeah, reach out to people on LinkedIn and then ask them for like a video call. And at that point of time, I'm very sure that you're not shy of one-on-one because it's just you and
Yes.
that person versus when you have to be someone in like 10, 15 people or like 100 people. That's when you start to feel like a lot of shyness or getting out of your comfort zone. So yeah, I like that tip a lot. That networking doesn't only happen in events and conferences. It also happens outside that.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. We're going to stop the video right here. And then in the next video, we'll talk about how he cracked those interviews, what he did for preparing that interview, and like the interview process for ML engineer, and how much money do people make and all of that. So we'll cover that
100%.
one. So
just to tell you a little bit, my interview conversion rate is terrible.
That's nice. That's nice to know. So it'll be interesting. So if you are interested in that, consider subscribing. And also, if this video is already live, so you'll see the suggestion right here. So you can go and skip to that video, or watch that video, or link in the description, wherever you can find the next part. Go and watch it until our next one.
Keep smiling and keep hustling, guys.